All right, shalom, shalom. Back again with another edition of the Spiritual Thoughts in Transit. Like always, before I start, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, and also as well, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well to this very day, that is feeding the flock through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and also as well, shalom to the whole elect that's continuing to labor in His work. And also, I do labor to show forth your diligence to make your calling and election sure, and faith in truth and sincerity, and also in all charity. All right. Now, of course, true to form, it's another edition of the Spiritual Thoughts in Transit. Whatever comes to mind, through the Spirit, I'm going to touch up on those topics. Speak on them briefly, and just go from there. Like always. But like always, Lord's will is edifying to the elect, and I'm just going to go ahead and get started. But just laying back and out the Spirit, is going into today, concerning the world to come, in which the world to come is the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay, which is a kingdom that's going to be tailor-made in righteousness, okay, and we know this because because it's due to prophecy, prophecy speaks concerning the end of these kingdoms, right? Which is by way of the image that Daniel, the prophet, saw concerning the different kingdoms that were set up, and it speaks about, the last kingdom, which speaks about the feet of the image that was made of miry clay and iron, and through that, when the stone was cast to the feet of the image, that basically tells you that Yahushai, all right, is going to end this current kingdom, because the feet with the clay and the iron represents America, okay, and upon the return of Yahushai, that's when you're going to see the cycle of kingdoms be broken down, okay, and like I mentioned at the beginning, the world to come ruled in righteousness, and this is going to be the ushering in of the kingdom of our power, okay? Because the ushering of our power, before that comes, this kingdom, this current kingdom's got to end, okay? And again, it's going to end by way of our Lord Yahushua, okay? Yahushua is going to be the one to end all these things that you see, okay? That's why the scriptures say that He is the author and the finisher of our faith, and that He is the Ah and the Tha, the Alpha and the Omega, okay, the beginning and the ending, okay, because through Him, all these things you see today is all going to be put to a halt, okay, and afterwards, you're going to experience, a world, really you're going to experience life once again, man, all right, and that's to the point, because, we're not living in this current world that we're in today, man. This isn't living, man. This is far from it. If anything, this is dying, okay? The reason why I say that, because you to death, That's why here in Babylon, and not only Babylon, other parts of the world, through the influence of Babylon, right? There's many avenues to death, man, okay? But in righteousness, there's only one path, okay? That's why the scriptures continually speak concerning this doctrine, all right? The doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the God of the Bible, all right? It being singular, it's one doctrine, one baptism, okay? One gospel, okay? And because, compared to this world, this current world, these people, they promote that, there's many ways to get to the kingdom, which that's off, okay? Because even these devils think that their kingdom and their heaven is going to continue forever, But again, this current kingdom that you see, all right, is going to reach the cutoff point. But also as well, the things that are going to come with the world to come, the kingdom, right, is going to be nothing but continual righteousness, man. All right, it's going to be, basically it's going to be continual peace. Okay, peace that you have never experienced here in this lifetime today. Except within the doctrine. Because everything else that's outside this doctrine, is chaotic. Okay, and really, chaos is the opposite of peace. And that's why America is in the state that it's in today. It's in complete chaos, and that's why this place, America, has been deemed Babylon the Great. All right, now mind you, Babylon, right? The word Babylon goes back to the word Babal, which means confusion. Okay, so what do you see here in America? You seeing chaos, confusion, all right, and all manner of wickedness and darkness, man. Okay, so that lets you know that, hey, very soon this place is going to be put to an end, man. I say soon because we're at the doorstep, man. All right, now if you haven't been tuning in to the news recently, now things are shaking up over in the eastern part of Europe. Case in point, I think it's, if I remember the name of the place, I think it's Kazakhstan, if I'm not mistaken. But basically Kazakhstan, it's starting to heat up over there. All right, and I believe that's right next to Ukraine, or around that area. All right, so the Lord right now is stoking the flames of war right now. All right, World War III is at the doorstep. Okay, we're at the hest of World War III, and through that, the Lord is using this to destroy, or to begin the destruction of Babylon the Great. Okay, and that's when these other nations are gonna really, hone in on their missile capability. All right, thermonuclear missile capabilities, their technology. Okay. So the brother corrected. All right, the water. Yeah. So Kazakhstan is next to Afghanistan and China. All right. So in that area, all right, which really, in that whole area, is hot. All right, it's a hotbed because the Lord has chosen that area. All right, to begin what the scriptures deem as Armageddon. All right, now if you go into the word Armageddon from the book of Revelations, all right, it breaks down to the word, the Hebrew word Armageddon. Okay, and Armageddon, Arma, I believe it means mountain, and God, G-A-D, God means truth. All right, and one just makes it a multitude. Okay. So literally, Armageddon or Armageddon literally translates to an army, mountain of troops. Okay. Yeah. So like the brothers put in the comment, yep. Yeah, it's those large industrial nations. All right. Yeah. So hey, and that's it. Okay. Like I was mentioning, that region is where the Lord is. That region is where the Lord has chosen to begin, the destruction, man. All right. In that specific area, okay. And then from there, all right, that's where you're gonna see, all right, everything fall into place concerning this next coming war. Okay. That's when really things are gonna start to fall through. Okay, because in these previous wars, America has never been, affected by those wars. When I say that, they haven't met any sort of casualties as far as, multitudes of people being put to death. Okay? But this war is going to be the war where America is going to feel it. All right? Because it's going to be multitudes of casualties here in America, all right, by way of World War III. Okay? Now, if you read in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, right? It speaks about them thinking an evil thought, okay? And that they were going to go into the land of unwalled villages, and them that dwell safely, all right? Having neither bars nor gates, okay? The reason why that is because these people, and that brings to mind the movie, right? I'm not going to spoil it, but the movie that recently came out on Netflix, Don't Look Up, all right? Now, if you brothers haven't seen Don't Look Up, I implore you to go watch that, man. Okay? But in the movie, Don't Look Up, just to not spoil anything, But in that movie, you can clearly see the people are just like the people today. They went about their day. All right. They weren't caring about anything other than in that movie it's talking about the presidency. You know, but it's clear that the people weren't even they weren't even bothered to to address or to acknowledge the crisis at hand. You know, and and that fits the demeanor of these people today. Okay, because they don't care about what's going on outside of America. All right, when you really look at it, man, these people, they're not paying attention to what's going on around the world. That's why that's one aspect of these people being in darkness, man, because they don't know anything, man. If you ask an average American, the simplest of questions, they're not gonna be able to answer you. All right, but that's how the Lord is setting this thing up, because America's gonna experience a great fall, man, and it tells you as well in the scriptures that the Lord's gonna return as a thief in the night. All right. Now, if a thief approaches at night, all right, then that thief, is gonna leave no trace of him approaching. Okay, so when Yahushua returns, it's gonna be sudden. Okay, they're gonna see Yahushua return with the chariots, all right, and they're not gonna know what to do, and that's why when you read in Second Esdras, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I'm trying to remember exactly where it is, but it speaks about I believe maybe the 13th chapter. One of the brothers who posted in there, posted in the comment boards, just highlight it. But where it speaks about Yahushua returning, and where he said that he saw a mountain, all right, that was carved, that looked like it was carved, right, and that that's a bad precept. I'm gonna get here in a little bit, but this precept where it speaks about the mountain, and where it was looked like it was carved, but he looked around and said he would have seen a region or a place that the mountain came from, but he couldn't. All right, but right on top of that mountain, like the scriptures say, all right, was the Lord Yahushua. Okay, and where's the mountain just another way of saying the chariot. Okay, because what I believe Ezra was seeing was that he was seeing the chariot, and he compared it to a mountain. Okay, but during that time, everybody saw Yahushua standing on the chariot. Okay, and guess what? That's gonna happen in the very near future. When Yahushua returns, these people are gonna witness him, man. Even the troops is gonna be fighting each other, man. All right, and these troops that's gonna be fighting each other, they're gonna turn and try to fight against the Lord. All right. But what does it say in the scripture? It said that the Lord is going to destroy them with fire, and it's going to be nothing left but dust and smell of smoke. Okay? But let me grab the precept that the brother posted on here. So this from Occupy Till I Come. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and this at verse 5. It says, "Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day." All right? And that's right. We are the children of light, and we're the children of the day. Okay? So that means that, and when you're in the children of the light or children of the day, all right, that means you walk in the daytime, man. You walk in the light, okay? And in the light, you see everything, okay? Versus being in darkness, okay? And it's going to explain further, right? It says, "We are not of the night nor of darkness," okay? We're not of the night nor of darkness, man, okay? In the night and darkness, you don't know what's going on. All right, because in the darkness you can't see. All right, verse 6 says, "Therefore let us not sleep, as do others." Right, because our spiritual antennas are up right now. Okay, we are privy to the things concerning this current world that we in, man. Okay, and that's through the knowledge which comes by way of Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. Okay, the Lord has revealed this to us so that we know what's coming. All right. Actually, it's like I believe it says in the next verse of 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter. It may be another precept, but after this one, actually let me continue reading. It says, I'm gonna start from the top at verse 6 again. It says, therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Right, and it's a part of watching. Okay, and what are we watching for? We're watching for the prophecies. It tells you in the book of 2nd Esdras that we are to measure the time diligently within itself. Okay, and the way that we measure is through prophecy. Okay, but like I was mentioning earlier concerning the precept, right? I believe it's in the next verse. It says that day shall not overtake us as a thief. All right. It says, "Ye brother are not in darkness, so that day can overtake you as a thief," and that's true. All right. Because again, you know, we're looking towards the return of our Lord Yahweh Shah, man. All right. Because we know for a fact what's going to happen when he returns, man, versus these other people, because their expectation is that they're going to get a pass. All right. But it's not going down that way, G. All right. No, Yahweh Shah, when he comes back, he's gonna judge. All right. He's gonna judge righteously. All right. But you know, like I was mentioning earlier, concerning Yahweh Shai returning on the chariot, right? You know, if you keep reading in the precept which I was mentioning, right, in 2nd Esdras, and like I said, I believe it's the 13th chapter. Okay, brother posted. Yep, it's the verse before. Yep, I get it real quick. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 4. It says, "But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief." That's right. All right. So we are not in darkness, so that the day that's coming, all right, was the day of trouble, will overtake us as a thief. Because these people don't know that the day of trouble is at hand, man. All right. Daniel chapter 12 is in full effect. Okay. And I believe I brought out an article earlier this week, right? I believe the governor of Maryland, all right, he dispatched the troops, all right, during that time because of the so-called outbreak of the C-19, okay? And, you know, like I was mentioning in the video or the article, is that, you know, don't be surprised when this comes to a city near you, you know? Don't be surprised when your local governor in any major city that you reside in, all right, or state, you know, don't be surprised when those troops come rolling down the streets, man, because that's what we enter into. I mean, even Biden says that he's losing patience, man, and now they're debating on the verdict, you know, concerning, you know, anything being mandated or the jab being mandated. You know, now is in front of the Supreme Court, and now they're reviewing it, man. All right. Now, you know, and we know this is all gonna be falling in line with prophecy, man. So, hey, you know, they make it mandatory, then you know that's gonna lead to other things. Okay. That's gonna lead to the MOTB. All right. And mentioning the MOTB, right? You know, it's brought to my attention, I believe yesterday, that you know, Elon Musk, you know, now, you know, he has Neuralink, okay? You know, basically a brain chip, and he's pushing hard for people to have brain chips to be connected, all right, to this network, man. All right, that's why you have a term called the Internet of Things, and they're moving closer and closer to that reality, man. All right, and that's when the MOTB is going to be implemented, man. That's when Revelation chapter 13 verse 16 is definitely going to be in front of everybody's faces. And Nate and everybody else is going to have to answer to that, man. All right. You know, all these other Israelite camps that have, you know, that said the MOTB is, you know, an embargo or what have you. All right. Guess what? They're going to be faced with this reality, man. And they're going to be faced with that decision, whether to take it or not to take it. Okay. But the brother posted up another comment. Yeah. So it said California just deployed some as well, man. All right. Yeah. The National Guard. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, so they, like Maryland, and like the brother said in the comments, California, all right, they're dispatching the National Guard, man. Okay, so they bring in the National Guard to regulate this, man. Okay, and again, like I said, you know, like I was mentioning, Daniel the 12th chapter. Okay, because that's when that great trouble is definitely going to be in full effect, man. All right, and like we just read earlier, right? 1 Thessalonians the 5th chapter. Okay, these people are in darkness, man. So when the time comes and that day comes, they're going to be overtaken, okay? Because they walk on in darkness, man, okay? And, you know, and here real soon, you know, you're going to hear statements being made, you know, after they reach the decision in the Supreme Court, you know, to make, you know, to make the jab mandatory or not, man. All right, and that's when you're going to see, you know, people losing it. And you thought that, you know, you thought that civil unrest was just a long, you know, a long imaginary tale, all right, or a long drawn out, you know, a fairy tale that's been concocted. No, man, this is going to be reality because you're going to have two sides. All right, and oh, and also it also showed you that in the movie as well. Don't look up, right? And like I said, I'm not gonna spoil too much of it, but you know, again, like I said, it's like the day because you got two sides gonna be fighting against each other, man. Okay, you know, people that are for the jab and people that are not for the jab. You know, just how you see today with the Democrats and Republican Party, which we all know that's set up. All right, because it's all tied to the beast. Okay, underneath this one system, under the beast. Okay, and that's that division. And the Lord Yahweh Shai even said it when he was in the flesh. Is that if Satan be divided against Satan, all right, his house can't stand. Okay, and yeah, that's right. Yeah, Biden just spoke about that recently. All right, it's like it. But yeah, like the brother posted, yeah, he spoke about it January the 6th. All right, just the other day, man. All right, and yeah, because you know they pushing hard to get the jab, man. All right. Oh yeah, he said that they held a knife at the throat of democracy. Well, here's the thing, you know, without democracy, you know, really, you know, it's not even in the case of, you know, these people, you know, because they believe that they have some sort of voice and power, you know, in this current society, in which that's nothing but a fantasy, okay? Because you know, like we continually say, you know, concerning, you know, these people having their rights, you know, or so-called rights, okay? Yeah, a call coming through, but yeah, I think I'm still good. The brothers can still hear me. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's like it turned a little bit. But yeah, like I said, you know, concerning, you know, the jab, you know, these people, you know, they're gonna be divided against each other, man. But but like the brothers posted in the comments, right, is that is basically they say they have a knife to the throat of democracy, which, like I was mentioning, the rights of the people. These people, you know, they believe they have rights, right? But really, those are privileges, okay? Because the higher ups of Edom or Esau, um, they're the ones who put this whole thing together. You know, the way that the laws, you know, putting out the laws, legislations, all right, making things mandatory. You know, because you know, Biden and his administration and the other administrations that came before him, they all listen to the pecking order of the higher ups. So whatever they say, the higher ups of Edom, all right, whatever they say, all right, guess what? That's going to be put into action. Okay. Because, like I said, you know, they never really had rights, it's just privileges. And those privileges can be easily taken away, just how they were given. All right. So, you know, like I said before, you know, real soon, and guess what? You know, we're at the beginning of January, not January, it's like we're at the beginning of the year 2022. Now, mind you, last year, right, you had the storming of the Capitol building, right, which was a year ago. I believe today marks it a year ago now. All right, but you know, just like what happened last year. All right, guess what? Something else major is going to happen. All right, and really, if you look at it, the National Guard being dispensed, you know, that right there should tell you that, hey, you know, this Daniel chapter 12 verse 1 is starting to speak louder now. All right, concerning the time of trouble. Okay. Also, it speaks about that in 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter going to the 16th chapter. Okay. Slack it. Yes. So like, let me kind of position this over a little bit. All right. Come. But yeah, slack it. I couldn't see the screen for a minute. But yeah, like I said, concerning Daniel, the 12th chapter, and guess what? That precept is going to be coming out, through the Spirit. I believe that precept is going to be coming out even more and more now. All right, Daniel, the 12th chapter, because we are definitely in that time. All right, 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, like I mentioned, 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter. All right, about Esau being a madman, sparing none. Okay, but spoiling and destroying. Okay. 2nd Esdras, 15th chapter, a man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. Okay. Because these things are, again, like I mentioned, these things are at the doorstep, man. All right, and it's knocking. Okay. So, keep your eyes and ears open, because now that we started this so-called new year, all right, things are going to heat up, man. All right. It's going to be, the tensions are going to be even more higher. Okay. The people are going to be more desperate, because these people that you see today, man, they want things to go back to normal, but they can't have it go back to normal except they accept the mandates or the legislations being put out by Esau Edom, which, by the way, is a true biblical nationality of the so-called white man. All right. So, like I said, we're going to keep our eyes and ears open. All right. And, expect even more troops to be deployed. Okay. National Guard, basically the armed forces of Esau Edom. All right. That's going to come down your highways, man. All right. And regulate everything. Okay. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and close it out on that note. And Lord's will, this is edifying. As always, edifying as always to the elect of the nation of Israel. Lord's will, you are fed, with this live stream, this word. All right. It's brought to us by the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. So once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, Ba'Shem Chakodash. And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continually rule very well to this very day, that is feeding the flock through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. And also, likewise, as always, Shalom, much due honors to the Hope elect that's laboring this work and still continuing to labor all the way to the end. Okay, all the way until we're into the chariots. Okay, so with that, I'm going to say Shalom.